Alrighty, now we're officially in the second week of Nano. What do they call it? Prep 101. Second week. We are on to characters, so oh boy, do I need help with this one. So I'm filming this on Sunday. I'm literally just starting the base work on the assignment, and I'm so like, whoo! Because what I realized as soon as I started like just going over the material that they have for their course, I don't know my characters. Like, I have such a bare bones visualization of these characters. I've had them in my head since I was, what, 16, 17? That's like 20 years. I don't know them. I have so much to learn, like, But the thing is though, I do have characters. I don't know who they are yet. That is what I will be doing my best to find out at least a little bit more this week, and obviously in the coming weeks before November, so that I do know something about them before I start writing this story. Obviously, we do know that when writing a story, it does sometimes, often, most of the time, not turn out the way that we thought it will. Like, I actually did a thing. I drew a map. This is the map that I have. So it has 2 points. It has a starting point, which is where we are currently, and it has the end point, which is the novel. And you will notice that it is mostly an empty page. So yeah, I have like the barest bones of what I want to. Like, I do know, I think I know most of the story beats, but that's about it. So I do have quite a bit to fill out in here. Like, I have the characters, I have scenes, I have backtracking, that's probably gonna happen. It's probably gonna be quite a little bit of overlapping, backtracking, discoveries, and does this character have to do this, or does this happen? I think I'm done. I know I'm a little bit optimistic that it's gonna go this well, but you know, it's something. But you know, all joking aside, I really enjoy trying my best to follow the course work. It does help. It does help. It is getting my little working on things that I didn't think that it would. Oh, you know, like genuinely getting to work on things that I didn't realize I need to work on, like the characters. But somehow, like, you know, you need to work on something, but it just goes. Whoop. So I did start, because I know how my brain works. It works better if I do things like repeat them, like I copy them down. So I started working on this sheet of paper. Literally just copy down the questions. I'm gonna link it down below. Like, this helps. At least try and answer some of the questions. Although, like, I'm writing about pirates in a fancy world. They don't have telephones, so they wouldn't have anyone on speed dial. But if they did, wouldn't be. But yeah, you may notice that I only got to like the 7th question. There are 51 questions on their list, and the reason is that I was writing this down, and then I stopped, stared down at what I was doing, and I asked myself, why are you writing on a random sheet of paper when you have a notebook that you work with? So I restarted, wrote down every single question. And the wonderful thing about doing it like this is that it did bring up some ideas. It did get me to, like, I haven't answered them yet, like, I literally just wrote this down, but it did get me to asking myself questions about who my characters are. Like, how would they react? Who are they? And if this happens, How would they react? What would they do? So definitely recommend going over the list of questions that they have prepared. They do also have like character generators, or you know, at least one on their blog, and that was fun. It's this classic one where you have seen them on Instagram and Facebook, anywhere. Like it's the generators that are just basically a single picture, and this generate pick, you know, the first letter of your first name, pick your date of birth, and pick your birth month, and 3 points. In my case, because my name is Gunhildur, I got obnoxious. Right? I am born on the 20th, so I got teacher. I am born in November, so I got who owns a mysterious amulet. So the character that I got out of this generator is an obnoxious teacher who owns a mysterious amulet. And that actually got me thinking literally about one character, minor character, who was born years and years ago, who is a teacher. I hadn't seen him as particularly obnoxious. I mean, they could be. And considering what they teach, they might very easily own a dozen mysterious amulets. Like that would work. Another really good point that I did start reading before I decided to record this is there's a blog post about gender. Like, what gender is your character? And I'm like, yeah, they are female. Like, no problem. They've been like that for 20 years. I haven't finished reading it yet. I know I should have finished it before filming, but it did get me thinking. Because, we know that we think we know our characters. But then we start writing, and often our characters aren't quite fully formed in the very beginning, right? So who am I to decide right here, right now, what my character's gender is? Like, I know what's gonna work for me, but does it have to be in that form? And also, how do they identify themselves? Like, I generally haven't thought about that. And maybe I should, because it is literally giving me ideas. Yes, more ideas, more thoughts. More points to work with. Another really nice or interesting blog post that they have on their dashboard is writing about colored characters, and I need to read that. Because, I mean, obviously you can see what my skin color is. I am so pale. I am translucent. Like, seriously, the first time I realized that I'm so pale that I can trace... This might be too much information. I am so pale I can trace my veins from my tip of my finger up my arm, across my chest and up my neck. Pretty much the same thing with my legs. And the first time I realized that I was that pale... Listen, it was terrifying, because I am, and this is something that the writer brain in me is just going like, I can use this, because I am raised in a society where being pale is considered sickly, it's considered not healthy, despite the fact that this is the base color of my nationality. The healthy color is being tan. Exposing yourself to the sun so much that your skin is literally screaming, hello, what are you doing? Why are you trying to kill me? Because I like my skin at night, rather not risk harming it. That causes me to be translucent. But it would do me really, really good to read that blog post and maybe find a little bit more about this subject, because the characters, as I'm envisioning them, they are not this color. Like, I don't think I've ever I've never created a character in a story where I visualize them as being this pale. Like, I'm generally, and maybe this is the brainwashing that I've been surrounded by since I was a tiny little child. I don't write people who are absolutely Snow White. I don't really describe their skin tone. But maybe I should. Particularly with dark. Like, listen, I'm writing about pirates out on sea, where it is definitely warmer than where I live. I live in Iceland. It's cold. It's real cold, and I want to write I want to put my characters somewhere warmer. I can at least do that for them. And you know, the minimal amount of research that I've done so far, most people don't stay this pale when they're out on sea in the sun and exposed to the elements for maybe years. They kind of get a darker skin tone, leathery, you know, texture to the skin. You know, that's what happens. Also, they need to be pale from the get-go, or would their nationality be more darker? Because I'm also like building a whole ass fancy world, and this is something that I will need to keep on the back of my head, because not everyone is gonna be like this. So yes, that's something I do need to look into, but that is fantastic. I need to look into it. So other than that, was there anything else that I wanted to talk about the characters? Have fun. I am definitely having fun. So, like, as I said, they do have that simple, nice, getting you started character generator on the block. I am also gonna add a link to my absolutely favorite collection of generators. It is the Seventh Sanctum. You may recognize it already. It's been my favorite for an embarrassing amount of time. Like, this, I'm not joking. This collection of generators is what's been keeping my writer brain satisfied during times when I haven't been writing. The downside is, and I'm warn you before you link, or you know, click on the link. It's really easy to get stuck there. Like, you're probably gonna have a little bit too much fun. So just be careful not to get stuck there, because that's so easy. But they do have like character generators, they have plot generators, they have more serious generators, they have generators that are just about the joke. I do remember another generator collector. I'm also gonna link that one down below. I can't quite remember the name of it, but I like that one too, so I'm gonna link it. Hopefully this will help at least a little bit. So keep writing, and I will hopefully see you next time. Okay, take care. Bless, bless.